Chivy, Sam and Shreyas alongside me as we debate whether or not Michael Carrick deserves the opportunity to be considered for the long-term job. And they're not the only topics either. We're going to talk about the midfield profile. Carlos Baliba, Anderson, Adam Wharton, all names being mentioned. Harry Maguire ready for a new deal, apparently. Should we sign him one? How long should that deal be? And also the Cole Palmer reports basically being put out before they even started within like 24 hours, which I find interesting, but I'll get Shreyas' opinion and Chivy as well, because me and Sam spoke about Palmer extensively last night. Now, the reason why I wanted to go with this kind of topic, lads, is a lot of stuff coming out and being brief, which at the moment it's kind of, you would consider it a honeymoon period, right? We've just beat Man City, we've just beat Arsenal, everything feels all rosy and great, and it's fantastic. And the football that we've seen on the pitch is decent. The players are reporting that the staff have been really good. Carrick's focusing more on kind of less intense sessions, but more emotion involved of what it's like to play for the club and these kind of things, right? You've seen reports everywhere. But what do we do? Just think of this scenario in your head, and I'll start with you, Shreyas. What do we do if Michael Carrick wins the next 15 out of 17 games? He qualifies for the Champions League and we're still playing football like this. How can the ex-pundits, whatever you want to call them, how can they say that he shouldn't even be given a sniff, even if he does really, really well?
I think one of the things is that, again, it becomes very difficult in that scenario. When if he does end up doing that, winning 15 out of the last 17. But at the same time, I think United also, from their past mistakes, need to make sure that whoever they make as the permanent appointment moving on from now has to be the right one. They cannot again go in with someone with and that being a gamble. I think they need to assess the situation in the summer, first off. Second, they also need to look at who can we realistically get in, because I can still say, if even if Carrick ends up winning majority of the games up until the end of the season, and then a name like a Luis Enrique pops up who wants to come to Manchester United, then it is a very difficult and tricky situation to actually make that sort of a call, that do you want to stick with Michael Carrick, or do you want to switch to Luis Enrique, who we know is a very decorated and a very successful manager. So I think we need to, first off, the season is still quite long. There's still a lot of games to be played, but we need to make sure that the next call that we make, it needs to be more driven towards as to in the long term picture, who is someone who can give us some stable future, and on top of that, someone who actually knows, who's not stubborn, who knows how to adapt, who knows how to carry the weight of being a manager at a club like a Manchester United. So I think it's a very tough call, but we also need to see what options are available, because if guys like Tuchel or Enrique are not even available, and play, if the options that are being ponged around are like De Zerbi and these sort of guys, then maybe Carrick has even a better shot at becoming the permanent manager, considering he wins the majority of his games.
Yeah, obviously we're coming off the back of, well, not the back of, because we've had a few managers in between, Chivy, but the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer situation is always going to play a huge part in this, right? Because people will look back at that. Some people say it's the best football we've ever played. Some people will mention the fact that we struggled against the lower teams. And ultimately it didn't work out in the end, but he did have a different kind of structure above him, right? So what would have happened had he got the targets that he was mentioning, like your Declan Rices and your Haalands, etc., we'll never know. Should that play a part in the decision making going forward? That situation.
I mean, it was very obvious that the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer decision was emotional, and it was. I don't know whether it was fan driven, but it was based on sort of like emotion. It wasn't really a footballing decision, as
Yeah.
you know. And I think we should be able to look at things in isolation. I think you can look at that as one situation, and then you can completely look at Michael Carrick's situation in isolation as well. If he delivers the football that we want, if he's able to get the best out of the players as he has shown so far, like if I take your scenario and your scenario is 50 at the end of the season, he's won 15 out of 17. If he's done that, playing, getting the best out of the crop of players that we have now, with the chemistry that we've seen, we have threatening players, we're able to stop defenses and all that, then what's the argument there? We can't just say, oh, it didn't work with Ole Gunnar. So we have to be able to look at it in isolation, regardless if it was Michael Carrick, if it was Darren Fletcher, if it was whoever. If the person is able to get this group of players to perform, then why are we going somewhere else?
Can I ask a question about that?
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Can you think of a situation where an ex-player's come in and won a title or done something mega?
Yeah, Pep Guardiola.
No, I mean like, I'm saying like, so Man United, so in the Premier League, when typically when we've seen it, so Lampard's gone in at Chelsea, or Solskjaer's gone in at United, or stuff like that. There's always that thing in the back of my head where
why can't you guys look at things in isolation? Frank Lampard is not Michael Carrick, and he's not Ole Gunnar. Like, these people are different. It's like, just because it doesn't work for one person doesn't mean it's it's not mathematics. It's not. Ex-players do not. It doesn't make sense.
But would he get that job? He wouldn't get that job if he wasn't a former United player. Like, his resume, when you're comparing it to Enrique and Tuchel and managers like that, it's night and day.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying they're two different people. And we didn't know who Frank Lampard's backroom staff was. Steve Holland is from what we're supposed to believe. I'm just saying, right? I'm not saying Michael Carrick is the guy. I'm just saying, why can't we just judge it based on your scenario? He wins 15, give him the job. That's all I'm saying. Like,
because we've been in those, is that feeling?
It doesn't matter. Nick,
it does though. It does, because do you remember, the same people were saying the same thing about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That look at the football he's playing. Look, everyone's unlocked and free. Look at what he's getting out of him. The season starts, and you start seeing issues and problems within the team, and they can't break teams near the bottom.
I don't remember any time when Solskjaer came in and we started winning. I don't remember doing any tactical breakdowns. I think everybody was just like, oh, he's got the players, they like him and all that. This is tactics. We've just taken down number 1 and number 2 is football. Now, I remember, just very quickly, I remember when Brazil won the World Cup and Chelsea immediately went for Philippe Scolari, and I was like, this shit is over. Like, we're done. And he's probably one of the big. You guys probably don't even remember his name. He's one of the biggest flops, managerial flops we've seen in the Premier League. He didn't last the season. He was so awful for Chelsea. So it's like, if I'm not saying that's the same situation, but like, we can't just go for something shiny just because Michael Carrick does this 15 out of 17. But Thomas Tuchel is there, so let's just go and get him, and then just fuck it up. I think we should wait and see what happens at the end of the season. And I think if he does really well, then he doesn't have to get the job, but he should be considered as any other manager.
Sam, let me bring you in on this. Will the Fulham game put things into perspective, do you think? Because obviously we were speaking about last night, one with it, we've done it against the big teams before. So when we play these teams that we drop points to notoriously, if he gets the job done and it's convincing, will that start to convince a lot more fans, you think?
I think it's definitely a step in the right direction. Obviously, the only evidence we have of Michael Carrick is against the top 2 in the league, and we've done extremely well. But as we've mentioned before, we've seen managers do this before. Amrin beat Liverpool and beat City. Ole beat City. Like, we seem to do well against top teams, no matter who's the manager, really. Ten Hag beat City in a final. Like, we seem to do well. It's always been historically the Burnleys, the Palaces, the West Hams, those type of teams where we struggle to break them down and we struggle to create anything and we struggle to win games. So, yeah, if he can go to Fulham and he can look like he did against City and Arsenal, except dominate more possession and have more of the ball, then that answers another question. Can he do it against the mid-table to lower table teams? Yes, he can. It can't all be based on 3 games, though. Like, he has to do it consistently over the next couple. And it's an interesting run, like we went through yesterday, like Fulham, West Ham, Everton, Spurs. That's a really interesting run. And if you can get results at all of those, like that answers a lot of questions for me, and I'm sure for other people as well.
Well, one thing. Just put it this way. Let me just quickly put it this way. We have Kobe Mino, Casemiro, and and Bruno, who I think together have the potential to be one of the, I'm not saying the best, I'm just saying they can be one of the best partnerships, midfield partnerships. If Michael Carrick is able to get the best out of that three, because that's a very, very balanced midfield, if he's able to demonstrate that he can get the best out of those three and we go on to do that, would that change your mind? Would that make you stop thinking as comparing him to others?
But we're going off this season. So this season, you see, can't isolate it, but we are in a season where there is only 15 games left or whatever. There's no Champions League. We're not in any cup competitions. So it's easy saying, okay, well, he's done a decent job and we look good in this period. But then what happens when you've got Champions League football? What happens when you're a part of the recruitment and you got to bring players in? Like, it's a whole different ball game next season. Completely different task in what you're doing coming in. The pressure's on immediately. Right now, he's come in. I mean, you're picking the stage off Amorim. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm not discrediting what he's done because he's set the team up really, really well, and I like it. And I'm not discrediting him. Like, the team looks really, really good. I'm just thinking long term when the season starts. Right. What players are we getting in? Right, we've got European football now. How are you going to balance this? How are you going to balance injuries? It's a completely different thing. And sometimes he might be smart. He might be an intelligent manager. He's got no experience in the Champions League. He's played one game in the Champions League. So what happens then? You got a massive game in Europe. You come up against an Enrique, PSG, or you come up against Hansi Flick with Barcelona. He's never managed these games before. That's where I struggle to be like, okay, put all the eggs in the Carrick basket. Like, I don't know. I've not seen enough yet, I suppose is what I'm saying. So people jump into the gun saying...
no one has seen enough. I think there's only 2 games there.
For you, Shreyas, what do you think has improved the most? Obviously, again, it's a small sample size, but going off what you've seen... what have you liked the most about Michael Carrick's Man United?
I would say, first off, whenever we are on the ball, we are effective. And whenever we are off the ball, we are a lot more controlled. It's not that, we are overdoing when it comes to the press, or we are overdoing our passes. We are keeping it calm and composed. Secondly, what I do like is we stick to the plan. Doesn't matter if the other opposition team tends to score first and we are trailing in the game, but he looks unfazed. He has the belief in the players as well that we can turn this around no matter what. And thirdly, what I have really liked is I have never seen United play this way against Arsenal, against Manchester City for the past 10, 12 years, because I know Oli beat City, but most of the times when we did beat City, we used to make a low block and go with a 3-4-1-2 with Dan James and Rashford up top a lot of times. And I have never seen us play against City with City actually not even knowing anything to do against us. And in that game, against Arsenal as well, Arteta threw everything he had at Michael Carrick, every single thing that he had. And we still, managed to pick up points at the Emirates, which we haven't done for quite some time, especially while playing good football. So I am quite happy with what I've seen in the past 2 fixtures. But again, the next 15 games are going to be tough, because now the next 5 games that have been mentioned, these are the 5 games where we are prone to dropping the most points as ever. You bring up West Ham, you bring up Everton, you bring up all these sort of teams, especially teams that tend to play on the counter and play with a low block. I think if he can emulate results against these sort of teams as well, I will be a whole lot more impressed, because for quite some time, especially even against teams that have just gotten promotion as well, we've had 20-24 shots on target against these oppositions. We've been on the back foot in a lot of these games. So if we can go into these games with a lot more confidence, like we did against City and Arsenal, play on the front foot, be aggressive, and actually see it out with the result as well, with the 3 points, that's when I'll start to have more belief. Right now, 2 games, it's not enough. That's why I've said we don't have to get carried away right now. We can just enjoy what is going on, enjoy the football, and then let's see what opportunity presents itself in the summer, because we don't even know if managers like Carrick or Tuchel or Enrique would even be considering United. Maybe they go somewhere else, and then the options that we are left with, maybe Carrick has a better shot then. But I think right now it's way too soon to call it.
I think one thing I've been really impressed with is the improvement in the players. I mean, you've seen Mainu come back on the pitch, Tivi. You just mentioned then Casemiro even looks like he's gone to another level on top of what he was already doing. Bruno's a million times better in that 10 role. But obviously thinking long term and heading into the summer, there's reports that we're targeting 2 specific midfielders. So a disciplined, defensively solid number 6 who holds a position, so like Casado, for example, and an energetic box-to-box number 8. A Declan Rice. Looking at the makeup of that midfield, if Mainu stays and presuming Bruno Fernandes stays, who would be the ideal number 6 for you? Or what type of player do you want in that? Do you want like a Pedro? Do you want like a Belieber? What kind of player?
Chiffy wants Spanish midfielder. He wants a Spanish midfielder. That's all he wants. So all Chiffy wants for Christmas is a Spanish midfielder.
Yeah.
I was literally going to say a Busquets, but then like a Carrick, basically. If Michael Carrick can find his clone.
Did you see what Maguire said about him the other day, about Carrick? Saying he was taking part in the training sessions and he said he was the best passer still in the training session. He said he was still got it. He was just cleaning lines. Like out of 300 passes, his 3-4 selective ones were the best ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I just a disciplined 6, right? That can spread the ball. That has that, ball line breaking passes sort of thing. But is also like a disciplined number 6 who can also defend. I don't need anything shiny. It doesn't have to be some superstar.
Just
football,
efficient.
just efficient. Football, unfortunately, now is a systems situation now. So you don't always need to have a team of superstars. You just need one person that is able to do a couple of things really, really well and allows the team to play that system really well, and you're good to go. So, I don't really have anyone off the top of my head, but like, someone in that sort of Carrick role, that sort of Busquets, calm under pressure. I would prefer it to be an experienced player, maybe
Adam Wharton. Would he be a shout? Calm, composed.
I was thinking he's really, really good, but I don't know how good he is defensively, though. Is he like physical?
I wouldn't say he's a monster like a Casado or someone, but I think positionally he's pretty disciplined and he's pretty good. Like he gets stuck in, but he's not. That's what I mean. These days, you need someone who has everything in it. Like Casado can score a goal from outside the box. He can get box to box. He can sit and defend. He can he's a freak.
What's Anderson's passing like? The one
Elliot Anderson's unreal, mate. He's got
switch of the play. He's
got the highest progressive passes in the league.
Okay, then that's what I'm looking for. Then that's what
Sign him up.
I know physically he's up for it. I know technically he's good on the ball. And for me, those are if you're technical, like that's a big plus. But I wasn't too sure how good he was at passing. So if he's good, if he's that sort of player, then I definitely that's the sort of player I'll consider.
But Ben Jacobs was reporting before that United remain confident about signing Carlos Belieber, believing that if he moves, he would perform more like last season despite his inconsistent form this year. Is he a shoe-in for you, though, Belieber? Because, again, it does feel like he's got off the boil, doesn't it?
He's come back a bit. I think in the AFCON, he was really good. For Cameroon, I thought he was excellent. The last game he played for Brighton, I thought he was great as well. Showed the form that he was showing last season. So I think the United thing sort of warped his head a little bit and definitely affected his form in the first part of the season. But he seems to have come back, which is nice, which is good to see. He's resilient and he can turn it around, and it's not just a one season thing. So yeah, I'm not too worried. But what it might do for United is lower the price a bit, like because United could be like, well, look, he's not put in the performance that he did the season before. So you can't.
I'm not saying that's because of you bastards. That's
well, that maybe that was United's plan all along. Let's make him have a wobble, lower the price, and we get it cheaper.
4D
chess. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I still like him a lot as a player. I think he'd be great for United. He clearly wants to come. That was all the indications coming out in the summer that he wanted to come to United. He's got teammates from the international scene. He's worked with. He played with Lenny Yoro, didn't he, at Lille? So he knows him. Yeah. So, like, he's got people he knows and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think he'd fit straight in. Like, if we this summer went out and bought Belieber and Anderson, I would be excited because I don't know how long me and Sherez have been talking about getting a midfield restructure in Manchester United, but if you went out and did that, I'm ready. I'm ready to be hurt again.
Does it have to be Premier League proven though, Shreyas, do you think? Or would you look elsewhere in Europe?
I have,
potentially?
and my top pick is still Stiller from Stuttgart. I
Mm.
think even this season he's been incredible for them, and I don't know how, but he's still available for like 35, 40 mil. So I think considering, the quality that he just brings, and considering what we want, that someone who can do everything, someone who can be a hybrid between that 6 and an 8, I think he can do a perfect job for us. And it is not, when you look at the money that is involved, it is not a signing that is going to break the bank. You know, he is someone you can bring him alongside with someone as well. He leaves you room for signing someone else. And if that is Elliot Anderson, I would be very, very glad, because Anderson can do just as good of a job as a box to box as well, because I don't find him lacking when it comes to, progressing with the ball forward, when it comes to, being comfortable while being pressured by opposition. He's quite calm in those conditions. Physicality wise as well, he's top. So, and I think he'll be moving on next year from Forest for sure. So my picks would definitely be Anderson and Stiller. I think Stiller has been incredible this year again.
Mm.
Can
Right, I wanna
Leeds
go-
get relegated and then we can get Anton Stack as well?
Yes.
We do that. Get him cheap. That'd be nice.
I'm going to go around the table board, screen, whatever you want to call it. One midfielder each who's number one priority for you out of everyone we've been linked with. Sam,
Elliot Anderson.
Shreyas,
Angelo Stiller.
Chive.
Anderson.
Yeah, I think it's Anderson, I do think it's Anderson. When I've watched him for Nottingham Forest, I just think he works his ass off. He must cover more ground than anyone in that Forest team. Genuinely, like
He's
he
definitely up
gets
there.
about. His quality on the ball, his position, everything about him is just. But I just feel like there's going to be competition. I feel like Rodri clearly for City, it seems to have just fallen off a cliff completely. Just does not seem like the same player. And I feel like Man City are going to look at that area, and Anderson's going to be a number one target for them. And I just think
Chelsea will be
Sure
there
is.
because they buy everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they'll just be interested. Will Liverpool look at restructuring that midfield? Because
maybe
I think so.
McAllister's not been great. Gravenberch,
yeah, McAllister's
they're
been
not sure
shit,
there.
this season.
Beyond that, so they might be looking at him as well. So you're right, you might face a lot of competition from sort of different teams.
Sure, I think I'm worried for you, man, because I somehow, I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I can just see Steelers Liverpool for some reason. It's
Steelers
just
to
kind of-
Liverpool.
yeah.
Well,
I
they've
don't know
already
why.
Chivy, they've already ruined our dream of Anton Stack, who's gone to Leeds,
Yeah.
who we hate as well. So it's like they've already done that. So yeah,
you
stick
can still
Steeler in
come.
Liverpool, and then they'll just that'll annoy me
But
as
you know
well.
what? This league needs runners. I think the reason why you're seeing the likes of Shabozlais doing so well is because they are freaks athletically. So I do think if they are gonna, it may end up being something like a Carlos Baliba. But yeah, I mean we've got plenty of time to see
He
whether
kind
that
of,
happens.
I don't know, I don't want to say he scares me. Like, I was really keen on him at first, but then,
Yeah.
I don't know, he's just too,
Russia,
just running up and
like
down.
to-
Yeah, like just runs. Yeah, like I'd prefer just. I don't know if he has a footballing brain. I'm not sure. Like, I need somebody who can put the ball down and like pass it when he needs to pass and then run when he needs to run. But every time I see him, he's just running with the ball. Like, what happens when we lose it? And then the space, like, I don't know. It's just.
Tell you what, I wouldn't mind seeing Lisandro Martinez in midfield again after that little cameo against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. The calmness and composure and dragging players towards you.
Can we clone him? Can we clone him? And then we have one of him in the midfield and then one in the defense. Like,
But Anderson gives you that. That's what I like about he's so influenced, Anderson.
Yeah.
He doesn't play like he's he's hungry.
He's a bit nasty as well, Anderson. He's got a bit of a mean streak, which is what you need, I think.
We're going to move the conversation on. There was a thing being reported before about Harry Maguire that apparently he's ready to sign a new deal and it be on flexible terms, with United delaying talks while assessing their defence as he wants his future resolved quickly ahead of the World Cup. Quite simply put, Shreyas, how good has Maguire been since he's like?
I think he's been solid this year. Yeah, I think he's been solid. Like
Big H.
Big H.
And I honestly cannot remember his last game where he was poor. Like he's been that good. And that is why I just think that it is very, very, very important for us not to lose him next year itself, because with the names that are being popped around, that we are losing him as well as him as well as him, I want someone with the experience who has been here for quite some time to be here. Because again, if we are in European competitions, be it Champions League or Europa League, we'll need someone there to, be that sort of leader for these players. Because all of these guys are very, very young. If you look at that back line, Lenny Yoro is still quite young, Aiden Heaven is still quite young.
Yeah.
The left back, I don't know who's going to be playing when it comes to the long term picture, but still you need someone who can help us, at least, in those tense moments. You need someone like him on the field, and he's come up very important for us in the past few 2 seasons itself. Every single time we've been in a tough situation, he's stepped up to the plate and he's been solid for us. So again, considering we are definitely losing Casemiro, might lose Bruno, I think you need to make sure Maguire doesn't leave in the same window itself.
Genuine question to you lads: is Maguire one of the best centre backs in the league? Silence.
I mean, the only reason why I'm silent is because I'll be honest, I haven't really watched too much Premier League football this season. I watched Man United and Sheffield. I really.
This is Chivy's answer. Anytime there's an opposition analysis, he just goes, "I don't know."
So I can't really compare, but I think like he's up there for me.
I think he's got to be, the way he's performed this season. He's got to be, hasn't he?
It's going to be tough to find anyone else who's. I mean, sorry, not to find anyone else, but it's going to be tough to not rank him as one of the best at the moment. Like from the leadership to how good he is on the ball,
in the air,
aerial abilities,
unbelievable.
And it's really unfair that he had to endure that period.
Yeah,
well, that's another thing you've got to
because he had no protection. Yeah,
you've got to give him as well. Like his rise back to the top is the adversity that he's faced, and the fact that he's come back. That's something that a lot of defenders don't come back from. Like they face that adversity and you don't see them come back, and he has come back. So I think that goes in his favor.
That man was trending week after week on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like
what was he the most abused player, Nick? Did you say?
Yeah.
Him and Ronaldo.
Yeah.
Him and Ronaldo most like tag names and stuff like that. Obviously, there was a whole situation in Greece that took away kind of bit of his attention for football and stuff. That whole court case was ongoing. But in general, I mean, obviously, I think for me, in the Premier League season, Gabriel and Saliba set the benchmark, right? They're, in my opinion, the two best centre-backs in the league. But then when you go down from that, you look at the way Van Dijk's been performing this season, mate.
Konate's been awful.
Konate's been absolutely dog shit. I mean, Romero and Van der Ven for Tottenham have been good in terms of like contributions, but you look at the games that lose.
Defensively, they've not been.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Diaz.
Guehi has been good for Palace.
Guehi's, I think. Yeah, he's up there. But that's what I'm saying. Like you're struggling to find names, aren't you? In regards to a comparison, I think Maguire's been top.
Backs, I don't rate at the minute. I think their best centre back is out at the minute. What's his name? Levi Colwell. He's their best one, and he's not playing. So like they're not. I wouldn't rate them either.
Are we having this coach, by the way? This Liam Rossini? Like, I know.
Oh, he's cringe, man. He's cringe. He's so fucking bad.
The João Pedro thing. He's doing an interview and he just pops up at the side like that and he's staring at him. And João Pedro goes like that and smiles, and he smiles back at him and he goes like that and then walks off. And I'm like, I'm not having this guy. I'm sorry.
He's David Brent, isn't he?
Yeah,
it's
so David Brent. Like such a Hey, what are you saying? Yeah, he knows on the boss.
The worst one that I had was he doesn't wear gloves in training, so they can hear him clap when they do something well.
Yeah, and the manage.
Like, oh, fuck off!
Please tell me you've seen the manage thing, the line.
Yeah,
where it says, I manage players. That's if you think about it, that's man and age, and we're managing the age. Like, bro, come on, this is a tryhard guy, man.
He's almost as bad as. Do you remember Brendan Rodgers with some of his shit that he used to come out with?
Oh, but Brendan Rodgers is just like he just looks like he's got teacher's breath. Brendan Rodgers,
yeah, like he is.
What a guy!
Is the guy who like he rocks up at a party and he goes, "Do you know what I'm into?" And you're just like, "Oh, I don't want to know, mate."
Yeah, one of them 4 a.m. kitchen talks that you just can't be fucked with.
Just fuck off, mate.
Yeah, get to bed.
Yeah, he's no that Liam Rossini's in that bracket. Just cringe, like very, very cringe.
I'm not that guy. I love it. He reminds me of a friend of mine. and they act the same. It's fucking weird. Right.
You're
I
on
hope
word
he's
with
not
you,
watching,
mate.
Chippy.
Yeah. Just the last question on Maguire before we go off on a tangent about Liam Rossinha. If you're in Ineos, how do they handle this? Do you give him a rolling contract like a Johnny Evans type of thing?
Lower his wages, give him
the contract.
a year plus one.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
Simple.
Yeah.
Simple. See, football's simple.
If he wants to stay, like he says he will. I'm sure he mentioned he would love to
Yeah,
retire
he
at
did.
United.
He did.
I'm sure he said that.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for him to
Yeah. So like, give him the rolling
100%.
deal, lower the wages, similar to Johnny Evans. Like as long as he keeps performing, keep him around, and then like
I do
easy
think
way.
he's been instrumental in those City games, and I think seeing him back in the back line, because Aiden Heaven had been good, but you can tell there's so much youth and inexperience there in certain situations.
Exactly.
Lenny Yoro's been poor as well this season.
Having him back in that back line is, and do you think as well, World Cup, he's got to go. He's got to go.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
He does.
Why
doesn't he? Who goes ahead?
I just don't think Tuchel will take him.
He might not start, but he's got.
I think he'll take like Gahey.
I think he'll go. I think he'll go, but I don't think he'll start.
He's going.
I hope he does.
100%.
I hope he does.
Well, he should.
I hope he does.
Tuchel's a
1000%
fucking
he's
idiot
going.
if he doesn't take Maguire.
The World Cup is a tournament. Like, you need experienced players. Like, people. I would take him over Konza any fucking day.
And also think that about as well. Like, you think so. Even a penalty shootout scenario, we all remember that.
He's fucking great in penalties.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Awesome.
If you need a late goal, like a set piece, he's obviously a huge threat off that. In the box, opposition. Like,
also,
if he doesn't go,
manhandled Gabriel. Did you guys see that?
Yeah. That was what was that about, by the way, as well? Because they're walking off and he starts giving it all that.
Did you see he tried to shake hands and he refused?
That's what
Gabriel.
I'm saying. Like, you've lost the game, you little brat.
Yeah, but this is, you remember during the game when Gabriel won, he literally just throws him.
Yeah.
That's the kind
Did
of.
the same with Bernardo Silva as well in the City game.
Bernardo Silva thinking he could square up to Harry Maguire.
Top three rats in football. Bernardo Silva's number one, mate. Number one. I hate that guy.
By the way, Maguire as well. You remember when against, was it Leon, where he was dribbling like Ronaldinho?
On the wing.
Bilbao, I guess, where he went in with the cross.
He was on the wing against Arsenal once. There was one.
He was.
Mad.
Yeah. God bless Maguire. Yeah, top player, top man. Yeah.
That's merch idea, man.
What?
God bless Maguire.
God bless Maguire.
We can have it, make it like the Jesus thing where he's like he's praying and he's
and just his massive head above the pair of hands that are together. Last question before we head off. I can't see the chat, by the way, so I'm not ignoring people. It's just.
Do you want me to read some?
Go for it. Reel them off.
Brian Casey, fucking hell, this will give you a check. Brian Casey has been a Real Reds Ultra for 32 months.
Jesus.
32 fucking
I might have to change
Brian
that T-shirt to God bless Brian.
God bless Brian Casey. Evening, lads. Hope you all love the merch. Yeah, I sent Brian a little present. He's got a mug.
Nice.
So, yeah, enjoy, Brian. I hope you're the thing. Amy Rourke, good morning. You wonderful Red Devils were winning the league this season. I mean, Amy's got her up on the right side of the bed this morning. So there you go.
Optimistic.
There's a guy in the chat, most local Real Madrid fan. I think you're on the wrong channel, mate, but welcome.
Yeah. Madrid did that shit at the minute. It's coming over to us.
Oh, fucking hell. Yeah.
Well, Shrez wearing a Madrid kit.
Yeah, true.
He's cursed them. He's definitely cursed them. The big thing I can't get over is the jumping intensity of the players and the quality of the passing. Yeah, 100%. We need a 22-year-old Bruno in terms of work rate, never injured. There'll never be another Bruno.
They won't. They won't.
Kyle Lacey saying I'm on the fence about Carrick being the long-term manager. Brian Casey, I think he's earned a long-term contract. I think this is Maguire with what he's dealt with off the pitch and on it over the past 4 years to come back with performances putting is remarkable. Dan has put, let him be around how Phil Jones was. And Brian Casey's gone in the medical room, question mark. And then Lumen has said, big up to Lumen. Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, we'll have the preview for the Fulham game tomorrow as we play on, I think, Sunday at 2:00. Yes. So we'll have the preview for that and hopefully a Saturday live as well, depending on the news surrounding Man United, because it is a little bit quiet at the minute, which is not usual for United. So when it is quiet...
It's good.
It's good.
Sometimes
It's good.
You can forecast a bit of a storm when it's quiet, though. That's
There's
all
no
I'm saying.
statement. Do you know what the worst thing is? Is looking on Twitter and then seeing Man United statement. You're like, oh God, what's happened?
Yeah,
what's fucking happened?
But there is obviously a protest this Sunday as well, which is obviously going to be widely covered. So yeah, keep an eye out. Please do turn on the notification bell on YouTube just in case we go live and you happen to miss it. Drop us a follow on socials, so Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram are all on your screen. If you don't follow us already, that is for your news fix and clips from the show. And yeah, apart from that, sorry. Last thing before stop pecking your heads.
Merch, baby.
Merchandise. Sam just mentioned it there. Brian Casey's got a lovely mug to have his cup of teas in. We all know Tivy's a tea drinker as well, and he's representing the hoodie that he's got on. If you want a hoodie, if you want cups, caps, capybaras, then yeah, please do go.
There's
check
the
it
merch
out.
coming as well. Me and Nick are chucking ideas around, so we'll. Toby menu's got to be made. I definitely got to do that. So yeah,
Gets me every time.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day, guys. Thank you to Chivy, Shreyas, and Sam. We appreciate you all. And